I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a milli every week. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billy every week. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billy every week. I wanna be a billionaire.
Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to another episode of Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. I am your host, Johnny Vegas. Now today, ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat because it's the first time I got a repeat guest on the show. My man DJ Flip. What's really good, bro?
Chilling, man.
Thank you for coming
It's good
back.
to be back, bro. It's really good to be back.
Yeah, man. I know we got some things to talk about. I seen you moving out here in these streets. You know, you messing with Empire Records. You know, you got something with... I ain't even going to say that. You know, we're going to keep that on the low. You know, and I want you to give my audience, you know, the new updates and just keep pushing that motivation that you've been doing from the very beginning because, you know, as you was mentioning earlier, we both came a long way and we still coming, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
Paul?
Man.
So it's like, you know, share some of that secret sauce with these people, man. Tell us about the updates, man.
Well, updates, well, pretty much right now what I'm working on is a few projects with a couple labels, you know. A lot of stuff is confidential, of course, in the background, but, like, I would say a few things with Empire, you know, Def Jam. My latest plaque I got was with Tyga Taste.
Okay. Now explain how does someone like you, you know, in your position, actually receive a plaque? Like, what was your contribution to the Taste record by Tyga?
It was pretty much based off relationships. A lot of people got twisted, like, oh, you worked on the record? Damn, I didn't know you produced that. I thought it was, you know, that producer such and such. Nah, I was one of the DJs on radio at the time when I was on iHeart Radio to actually play the record before it got on rotation. So when Empire sent me the record Taste, right? And it's like, yo, we need a little taste of the record, see if you can break it out. Cool. You know what? I'm going to drop this on rotation because Tyga hasn't had a hit in a long time. I kept dropping rotation. First thing you know, it's just like Empire calls me, yo, like, we want to give you a plaque because you actually broke out Tyga's record. And before you know it, it's 2 times platinum. As soon as I received the plaque, it went 3 times. Currently last month, October, is now 6 times platinum.
Wow.
And, you know, just to be part of that, be part of the family, be part of that participation history, it's like, you know what? That just brought my resume from 0 to 100 real quick, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was a blessing, you know? Thank the universe for that, thank God, thank Tyga, you know? Like, I recently just met Tyga, you know, over there at Complex Con. He's got a good brand coming out. It's called something with Dutch. I'm sorry about that, Tyga, but, you know, I have so much thing on my head, but, like, there's a lot of good things that Tyga's bringing out to the game. And, you know.
Now, did you make him aware that you actually helped out with that record when you met him, or was it just like, hey, what's up, nice to meet you?
When I told him, I was like, yo, Tyga, what's up, bro? Like, I just want to say thank you, you know? Like, wow, what's up? I was like, yo, this is my plaque that you gave me. Empire gave me this plaque because I helped break this record for you. That me up was like, thank you, bro. I really appreciate it. And then anytime, man, just went our own ways after that, you know? It's always a quick here and go, like, yo, see you, nice to meet you, bye, you know? And off to the next phase of life. Just get going, chapters after chapters.
Gotcha. So tell me, what type of deals do you have in place to where, you know, you're in this position to, you know, find talent for other record labels or, you know, I know you started out as a DJ, that's what you were saying before, how you got into iHeart, but tell me what deals you have in place with these other labels that put you in a position to find them talent.
And as far as just mainly distribution, you know, like, it's really not hard to obtain distribution or getting a deal from a record label. You just have to follow the equipment things on the list. Like, yo, if I'm going to get you a deal or get you in front of a label, I need to see your music video. I need to see... It's not about the numbers anymore. Like, forget numbers. Numbers ain't shit anymore. Like, anybody can get 1 million views on Spotify, SoundCloud. We get it. There's a lot of fake stuff out there. We don't need that anymore. We need real. So, your quality, your mixing, mastering, the DJ packs. You need the DJs to break your records. You know, so if you're not building relationships with the radio stations, you're not building relationships with people in the industry, how are you supposed to get recognized of your face and how we're supposed to play your music? You got to get everything done right. You just can't rip a record off YouTube and say that you got a hit. Nah, we want to see if it's where it come from, you know? Do you have rights to it? Because when it gets down to the paperwork and business, like, we got to make sure that you're not getting sued or you didn't take this person's beat or this person's sample, you know? Everything's got to be right. You can't be right, then don't be in this game at all. Don't become an artist. Be a regular John Doe working at 9 to 5.
Right, no, I get that, but that sounds like more you talking to the artist and trying to retain them as a client to put them in front of labels, and yeah, I get that, but I want to hear how the conversation between you and the labels went for you to even be appointed the position to do that, to find the talent. So, how did that conversation go?
That's a good question. Well, it's pretty much the footwork, I have A&Rs, I have people from the industry always watching me. They go, Flip, what are you doing? I'm out here in LA. Oh, are you working on a project? Yeah, I'm working with this artist such and such. Cool, I want to see it. They're always watching me because I'm an active DJ on the streets. I'm not just in clubs. Like, I'm actually in the studios. I'm actually in Long Beach, Burbank. I'm actually on Riverside. I'm actually looking for talent, scoping it out. There's not a lot of A&Rs in the game that can actually go and scoop out talent. So I'm out there doing the footwork because they're always there stuck in the office. So they always come to me and be like, okay, well, you know what? I see you working with this artist, such and such. If you can get these certain requirements done, I would like to put you on the office and talk business. That's when it comes in. Like, I just need to see the footwork. I can't just work a relationship with you. If you're out there all the way in, like, Africa or, like, Canada or somewhere and you want to work with me, nah. Fly out here and work with me so people can see you, because we're not going to drive or fly all the way out to where you're at. We want to be right here where the main place is, LA, This is where it happens. This is where you need to be at to make things happen.
Right. Okay. Well, that's what's up, man. Well, it sounds like you build a big network for yourself, and it's definitely working to your benefit. So your network is your net worth.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Facts.
what a lot of people need to know. Okay. Well, I mean, what's next for you in regards to, how you plan to build your empire?
As far as building my empire, you always got to build someone else's empire to build your empire. So
that's the key right there. Say that one more time, please.
For you to work with me, or to
Nah, when you said you always have to build someone else's empire in order to build your empire. That's the key right there.
That
a lot
is
of people
true.
don't get that. You know what I'm saying? They feel they always want to start their own thing, but they don't realize that every general was a soldier at one point. You know what I'm saying? So,
you're right.
But anyway, continue.
Sorry, man. I smoke a little too much weed sometimes. Shout out all my smokers out there, I got a marijuana distribution coming out soon, so be on the lookout for that, But, don't smoke too much weed before we get to the interview.
Well, anyway, back to so just to reiterate my question so we get back on track. I was asking what's next for you and how you're building your empire. You know what I'm saying?
So, what's next to me is that pretty much it's just time to be with my tribe, my team, I need to build and bring talent to a certain label or group that needs a come up to build or rebuild that legacy, And that legacy is important because a lot of people and legends were on that legacy. So to me, I feel like right now, all they ask from me is just that one hit, that one song. And I'm going to bring them that record, I feel like right now in this certain situation in time, we don't have a lot of real authentic rappers out in the game like we used to. We don't have that real true gangster rap. There's a lot of things came out of LA, and it was just some corny little songs commercially that popped off for like 2 months. It's not really that worth it. I want something that's lifelong, a timeless record, something that's gonna bring them happiness to where it reminds them about the old days, mix them with the millennial days of who we are right now as artists and individuals. Bringing the culture, the real true culture back.
Right.
And that's what I'm doing right now to, that's actually a current project I'm on right now that I'm going to be building and fixing up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel you on the whole going back and bringing that culture back and stuff, but I feel like the new generation wants to push the culture forward. You know what I'm saying? So what's your response to that? Being that the new culture wants to push forward, old heads like us or OGs like us want the original to come back. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly don't see that happening. Maybe a newcomer might come in and, maybe spit some bars catering to what's going on in his life or present times, but I just don't foresee the old sound of the golden era coming back.
Okay, that's where some people gotta, in their head, like, it's not a wrong thing of saying that you gotta push forward, but you gotta go back to your roots, you know what I'm saying? You gotta go back to roots where hip-hop came from. How you supposed to push forward if you don't know the history of hip-hop, So, to me, it's like, you gotta bring and take out the elements of what was sounding hot back in the days and mixing it in with the new, because there's so many new producers, so many new artists out here that there's so much clutter from the fake and real, You can literally spot out fake from real right now. There's not a lot of real rappers in the game anymore. I want authentic. I want to see more artists come in the game that knows about how Pac and Biggie did it, the whole story between Suge and Diddy, like what really happened, what made, certain labels pop off, such like Death Row, such as Bad Boy, certain things like that. I want to see that kind of stuff come back in the game because there's just too much, like, it's just, they're mixing up certain samples that doesn't mean anything in hip hop. And it's just like, how am I supposed to listen to this every day when I can't relate to it,
Right.
I want to listen to something that I can relate to.
I agree. I like to listen to things that I can relate to as well. I just feel like, back to your point when you were saying, you want the old school to come back as far as like, lyricism and substance in the music and stuff like that. I don't think it's coming back with the old sound. I think it's going to push forward with the new sound, meaning it's going to be the new generation kind of, doing it the way they see fit and according to what they like. And just because it ain't real to us or we don't identify with their story don't mean it's not real. Because at the end of the day, everyone got their own story. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just basically saying that to be open, because it's like you don't want to miss out on a diamond in the rough of the new generation because you're trying to hear something from the past. You see what I'm saying? As that's when you put your A&R hat on and really, make that executive decision to get to that bread. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you on that. Well, when I do have to put my A&R hat on, it's educating the youth, the ones that want to learn more about the games. Like, when it comes to the music industry, a lot of people get caught up of, I want to sign a record deal, I want to get signed. I had so many people in my DMs, just because you got a little bit of fame here and there, doesn't mean that you're a superstar yet. That's one piece of the puzzle to get you towards your career, Like, we had to educate you on, like, certain things. Like, what is a hit? What are your requirements of making that hit? Like, what are you trying to relate to? What kind of sound you're trying to bring out? And on top of that, it's like, it's all about the relationship, You need that relationship built with your A&R, your DJ. You can't just do this all by yourself. You can't just be a one-man team. You actually got to do everything as a team. How you supposed to get to the top when you can't bring everybody else,
Facts. Nah, I totally agree, man. So tell me, because I see a lot of people, that try to go on Instagram and sell the same dream. Well, not the same dream. Let me rephrase what I'm about to say. I see a lot of people on social media claiming they could do the same things you do. Like, I remember one time I sent you a screenshot of a dude on LinkedIn who posted a picture of you in front of the Def Jam sign, and the caption was saying, "Oh, if you want to get in front of labels, holla at me." But come to find out, the dude was a phony. You know what I'm saying? So how does an artist kind of filter out who's real and who's not, as far as, someone that can claim they could put them in front of a label or something like that?
The difference between that certain situation on that platform compared to what I do is that they charge artists to get to certain locations. I don't charge artists because it's my passion, If you're an artist, you got to be making some type of source of income. Your passion, cool, you can get paid for it, but to bring somebody to a certain location, make sure that you check their credentials, make sure that they're authentic, If you can't meet with them, in a certain area, like we're meeting right now, I'm meeting you, right? If you can't meet that person face to face and they can't bring you a certain little taste of who they are and their platform, they're not authentic. They're just trying to make money off of you. Why make a certain small $50, $100, $200 there when you make a six-digit check? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can actually make a million off of one artist,
Right.
If you let them to the right place. But it's just the relationship again. Like, these guys don't want relationships. They just want money.
I mean, I get that, and to their defense, like, if this is all they do, it would be ideal to charge a retainer if you honestly feel you can help this person. You know what I'm saying? Because you're adding value to their life. But if you can't help this person and you just taking money from them, then that's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? I had this conversation with my guy earlier, but about some other business dealings. But I'm just saying, collecting a retainer for something that you can't do is wrong. But if you feel in your heart that you can help this person, you should charge for your time, because it costs to make phone calls. It costs to take potential investors out to dinner and, you know, set up meetings for them to come in and pitch their song, whatever the case may be. So I get that, and the lights got to stay on, right? You know, but so I'm not opposed to charging a retainer for that service, but if you can really help that person. You know what I'm saying? Don't just accept anything just to get that upfront money, because the back end money is where it's at. You know, and how does that point structure work? Do you have a point structure, since you obviously don't collect a retainer up front? Do you just tell the artist, okay, if you get signed for $500,000, I want 2 points, meaning 2% of that, or how does that work?
Well, pretty much, if let's just say that I bring somebody to a certain situation where they're about to get a big check for who they are, right? I'm gonna be able to look. The only way you're gonna get signed to these certain people is if you bring me in with you. You know, if I'm the gatekeeper and you're the key, we have to be together, you know? I need the key to open those doors. So you can't just go behind my back and get that deal because you need my approval to go to you, you know? They only come to me to get to you. It's politics. You can't jump over a chess piece and say that you're going to be winning. Here, I'm here. Nah, you still got to take me with you one way or the other.
Do you have contracts in place with these artists?
Nah, I don't have any contracts in place. And that's
Why
because
not?
I see more as... I don't want to own a person. I want to be their business partner.
Well, it all depends on the terminology you have in the contract. So, like, for example, when I put people on the contract, it's more so they're retaining my services. It's non-exclusive, but it basically states that you're my client, right? And if I find you money, I want this. Now, you can go find somebody else who finds you money and then split with them, and then I'm out of it because they found it for you. But if I find you money, I want this. So it's a non-exclusive agreement that you could put together with your clients that states that you would get paid for your services on the back end, since you're not collecting a retainer. Because if you're not in contract and somebody finds the connect that you introduced them to, or gets their number and be like, yo, listen, I want to do the deal with you. You know, Flip introduced us, but I don't really mess with him like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do the deal with you and let's get it popping. They can legally do that, and you can't do nothing.
And they could, but then again, that business partner of mine, if that person crosses me and saying that we don't really need Flip, then you know what? They wasn't really a partner. They're just there to snag a little bit of money here and there. But at the same time, that's when I secure myself. Is that anytime I work with an artist, I'm also a producer too. So you have your DJ, your producer, your A&R, your manager. You know, I'm an artist as well. So if you need that certain little piece of me, you have to have a piece of me to get to those doors. You know, because without those lyrics, without that song, without that beat, how are you supposed to go to that door? You still need me at the end of the day. And when money shows up or a deal shows up, that's when the paperwork starts. It's just that people get a little worried and nervous that they're locked into something. A lot of artists get scared because every time they see a piece of paper that they have to sign, they feel like they're giving with their souls. And I don't want artists like that to make them feel like they're giving with their souls. I want them to feel that, like, yo, I'm your partner, I'm your business partner. I'm gonna push you into that building, but at the end of the day, that's my beat. I'm your DJ, I'm your manager, I'm whatever it is, your A&R, and you still need me at the end of the day. So, like it or not, you're gonna have to sign a piece of paper one way or the other, but you're gonna have to fight through that door with me, you know?
Yo, and that's exactly what you put on the piece of paper, because at the end of the day, people only feel like they're signing away their soul because that's what the paperwork says. You know what I'm saying? If the paperwork is good and it's in your best interest, then you shouldn't feel no way about signing it if you know how to read, or if you know how to read a contract. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely, you want to explain that to your client and explain the importance of why this protects both of us. You know what I'm saying? So you should definitely have that in place. But again, I don't want to tell you how to run your business. I'm just kind of sharing.
We all have our own platforms, our own, you know, formula of how to run a business, you know, how to get someone signed. The beginning of the year, I recently got a distribution through UMG. He also got a independent label distribution for his artists as well. And all he did was just pretty much sign these papers, and then I got paid out of that percentages, you know, without having him to sign any kind of contract or paperwork. and he's doing good so far. You know, shout out to 730. 730 is doing good. You know, I got him a interview on This Is 50. I got him certain types of connections in the game, and he's happy ever since. You know, he's not selling his soul. He got an independent contract, and he's doing good. You know.
Good stuff, man. Well, yeah. Well, again, if you got that loyalty from your client and the label, and you know what I'm saying, and you trust that, then keep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying.
To me, it's about loyalty. It's not about that paperwork. The paperwork is gonna come. It's always gonna come. But if that loyalty ain't there first, I'm not gonna work with that person. It's because like, how I'm gonna trust you with paperwork if I can't trust you as a friend.
That's a fact, man. That's a fact. I'm just a friend, but you know, and sometimes in business you can't be friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Can't be friendly.
And it's like, I mean, I don't know. Like I said, everybody's different. You know, it is what it is. I done been through too much unloyalty that makes me the way I am today. You know what I'm saying?
It toughens up. But you know what though? We loyal to each other, and that's why we're here right now. We still got a good relationship. You know, nothing's binding us between any of us. We good peoples, and we're gonna keep doing interviews and other things.
Big facts, man. Big facts. Well, man, listen, bro. I want to wish you much success in your journey, man. I'm excited. You know, you're the first repeat guest. I can't wait till you come back again and share even bigger news. You know, hopefully you got your own imprint in Universal something. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to hear that news. And, yeah, well, let the people know, man, where they can, let the artists know where they can send you music and how you can help change their lives.
You can hit me up on IG. Flip the plug, FLIPDA plug, PLUG. You know, get at me on there. I don't answer DMs, but my email's on there. You know, like I like to make you find a way to connect to me because I just don't hit the DMs up. You know how many people I have on there? I just don't answer those DMs. You know, I'm sorry, and I'm a busy man.
Yeah, it's all good, man. But do you got any other news you want to share? I know you said you had some news you can only talk a little bit about, but it was a bit confidential. If it's G14 classified. We don't gotta talk about it.
I would say one thing, right? I don't know if you guys heard of Death Row. You know, I know they've been through a lot with a lot of what they got going on. You know, ever since Pac, Suge, all that. But 2020, they got something big coming up. You know, the legacy continues, and you know, I feel like they're just one song away from reviving that one legacy that they've been always wanting. You know, and I'm here. I'm right there in front of it, and I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next.
What's your position in that whole movement?
I would just say business partner. I can't really say much anymore from there. It's just more just being by their side, you know, and making sure that they really want the right people around them. You know, it's not easy to trust people in the industry, but you never know what's gonna happen next. And I got a lot of hope for Death Row, and I feel like they're the next biggest thing coming up for 2020.
So tell me, who exactly is gonna be running that? Cause I saw, you know, Suge Knight pass over all the rights to Ray J, right?
I don't think the rights are Ray J. I'm not sure about that part.
Yeah, that was on the news. He TMZ and actually and
I would say this: there's a lot of things on internet. You can't trust the internet. The internet's a game, you know.
Yeah. No, I heard that was facts.
Yeah.
Like 50 said it. Everybody, you know what I'm saying.
50 said it, but at the end of the day, that we live in an entertainment business, you know, and we're gonna entertain as much as we can. And you know, at the end of the day, working behind the scenes, you see a lot more what's behind the scenes than what's in front of the scenes.
Copy.
And that's why things are just quiet the way they are. You know, let people think what they want to think, but you don't know what's gonna come next, and we're gonna have to find out soon, right?
Hey, what they say, what's in the dark shall always come to the light, right?
Facts. Exactly. You gotta go through the dark just to get to the light.
Big facts. Yo, thank you for stopping by again, my
Ashley
brother.
G.
You already know, man. Always a pleasure. DJ Flip the Plug. You already know. Johnny Vegas. Stay tuned for more episodes to come. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel. Cop the merch. We got it on deck for you. Got the new book coming, a new album coming. Sleep is for Billionaires, the podcast. And we out.
I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a million every week. I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billion every week. I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. Billionaire, I wanna be a billionaire. I ain't getting no sleep till I see a billion every week. I ain't gonna be a